The following is a presentation of Time Warner Sports. The SCCA Tire Rack Milwaukee National from Miller Park. Welcome to Miller Park, and we're not here for baseball or tailgating. We're here for a very unique event. It's the Sports Car Club of America Milwaukee Region Tire Rack Milwaukee National Tour. I'm John Kurosawa, joined by Tony Maki, and we're going to bring you some coverage of this very unique event. And Tony, you've been around this for many years, so you have an opportunity here to share some information with us on exactly what people could expect to see.
What we're going to see is an SCCA solo event. It's an autocross, pylons on the parking lot, just like a skiing slalom. You're running against the clock. Fastest car wins. We will give you a taste of the 38 classes of cars that'll be running today, and we'll try to show you some of the fastest cars. We'll try to cover one of the classes, give you an example of how the cars will compete against each other. Their fastest run counts. We're going to take you around the course and show you what the course looks like to the competitors from their point of view. We won't be going as fast as they do because we don't have the safety equipment that they're required to wear. But we'll have a good time out there. First corner is a tight 90-degree corner. Drivers are looking at a sea of cones, but actually they'll look for the most important cones set out by the pointers or other markers. We've got a small slalom coming up here, a 3-cone slalom, back and forth like you would do in skiing. We have a long 180-degree corner coming back around. And we start to get some speed in the car. This will probably be a drivers going to third gear right here. They'll go back to second gear for this very tight right. This is what we call a Chicago garage. It was invented in Chicago, so that's why it has that name. Couple of quickie slaloms through the cones, and we got a big 180 through two gates. Very tight exit here. This will be tough to negotiate because you got to come more than 180 degrees on the exit. Another slalom, a hard right turn. This is what we would call a straightaway on an autocross course with a very tight corner on the exit. Lots of pylons to hit. Going out to the far end of the course, big sweeping. This is like a skid pad. The drivers might refer to it as the skid pad. And they're really getting up to speed now. They're getting the feel of their car. The tires are coming up to temperature, and they're really wailing on it. They'll be topped out through these gates. You see these 3 gates come at you pretty fast. They'll be trying to make as much time as they can, trying to keep their car on course. Then we have a very tight finish cone to slow. You got to slow the car. You can see all the rubber laid down by earlier runs, and that's the finish of the course. The times will be in the 55 to 60 second range for the day.
Thank you very much, Tony. Now what we're going to do is take a look at the A-Stock class competition. We're going to take a look at a couple of runs from some of the top drivers, and after that we'll hear some short interviews from those drivers.
Hi, I'm Steve Windman, Germantown, Wisconsin.
And Jason Collette from Knoxville, Tennessee.
Jason's the fast one of the two. I'm the car owner, but the co-driver always goes faster than the owner, and then he loses his ride. But we'll see about that.
So this is about to ask you for a ride in Nationals.
This is my car. It's a 01 Honda S2000. I'd like to think it's the best prepped Honda S2000 in the country. Second at Nationals last year. We run an A stock, which is a stock class, second fastest stock class, which basically means we can change shock absorbers. We can run any wheel that's the same size as the stock wheel. Of course, the main modification to go fast in this car is the race tires on it. We can change exhaust, and we can change the front sway bar, and that's pretty much it, and brake pads. So, like I said, it's a pretty well-prepped car. Got a lot of money in the shocks, and it's a fast car, as Jason's showing us all today. I got one run left out here, and I'm hoping to catch this fast guy, and we'll see. Looks like, actually, you got to get in the car there, Haas.
Hey, welcome back, Tony. We just got a chance to see some of the A-Stock competition. Tell us what we're going to see coming up next.
Well, that was some really heated competition, very close, thousands of seconds separating various positions. We'll get to see a few more of the classes now. We'll get a good sampling of some of the other kinds of cars and modifications that people can expect to see at one of our events.
Mark Jorgensen, one of our faster ESP cars at the national level, out there now in the number 99 Ford Mustang. 85 B. Reganey out of Joliet, Illinois, through the finish light sideways, 61.540, 61.540. And street mod also underway in this heat. It looks like a Mazda Speed Protege. We'll get to that in just a minute as we're back to ESP. At the finish, Dave Whitworth, 89, Margrave Motorsports Ford Mustang, 61.604, 61.604. So far, the fastest raw time we've seen was Lorian Finer, but Eric Gronke's clean, 60.3, has the lead about halfway through first runs. So looks like we already got a cone call in on our street mod competitor. We'll get to that in a minute as we wrap up ESP's first drivers, first runs. 99 Mark Jorgensen now through the finish lights, picked up a cone on that. 59.116, great first raw time, but there's going to be a +1, 59.116 for 99 Mark Jorgensen.
Mark Jorgensen from Omaha, Nebraska. I run an E Street Prepared in solo class. My car is a 98 Mustang Cobra, pretty much fully prepared to the rules of E Street Prepared. I'm sponsored by Woodhouse Auto Family in Blair, Nebraska, and Kumho Tires. And I am down here, traveled 8 hours to come and run with the guys, and I just like to travel around and chase the competition, I guess.
Next up in the Toyota Tacoma in street mod, Pete Papageorge out of Stevens Point, Wisconsin. Sponsored by Mark Toyota, so maybe that's why he's driving the big Toyota truck. That is a unusual vehicle, really unusual for street mod, but I'm sure it's a whole lot of fun. Through the finish line, 65.714, 65.714.
Name's Pete Papageorge from Stevens Point, Wisconsin, running a truck in street mod. And the thing about the truck, it's kind of a unique vehicle. You rarely see one, but the thing is, representing trucks has always been big with me, and even coming in with the sports cars and just working and modifying it, getting it built right to compete. Right now it's kind of underpowered in the class, big time, but I'm working out the suspension right now, and it's really starting to grip. Now I just got to work on the power, and it should do well. But it's always nice to see a truck come out here and up against a lot of muscle cars and sports cars.
As CP Ladies takes to the course, and there's some very, very fast CP Ladies drivers in this heat.
My name is Brandy Sandberg. I live in McNabb, Illinois, and I have been autocrossing this 1970 AAR Barracuda since 2000, and it has a 340 engine in it. We're on full race tread for tires, and it's a blast to drive. And in 2005, we won the CP Ladies National Championship with it. So just in the last year, we got a new paint job done to it, so she deserved it. So, but my father-in-law's owned the car since 1970. No, 76, sorry. And we've been racing it. He's been racing it ever since then.
My name is Marcus Meredith. I run an F-Stock in a Solo 2 National competition. This is a 2007 Ford Mustang Shelby GT. It's a actually bone stock car. Everything in this car came from the factory this way. It's been a line, that's it. We put a harness in it to race with it, and my wife and I both drive it, and it's purely a bone stock car. Jack Dimmer Ford in Westland, Michigan helped us out with the car, and it's been wonderful.
We're going to take a short break, but when we come back, we're going to talk about the family angle of racing. It's not just about individuals in cars. There's families involved with racing as well.
Time Warner Sports, Wisconsin sports, local sports like never before, high school, college, wave, admirals, golf, fishing, sports talk. It's all here. Time Warner Sports, Channel 32, your sports channel 24/7.
Hey Bill, why are you super fast in the games lately?
Well, ever since I got Roadrunner in my house, I want to do everything fast. Check this out. This is DSL speed.
Well, that's not very fast.
I know, and this is Roadrunner.
Ow.
Catch speeds 3 times faster than DSL with Roadrunner High Speed Online. Call today and save even more when you bundle all the best from Time Warner Cable.
Proud sponsor of the Milwaukee Brewers.
Welcome back to Miller Park. I'm John Kurizawa, joined by Tony Maki. And Tony, we're going to take a look at the family aspect of racing here at the SCCA.
Yeah, we'll get to meet Jeff and Denise Cashmore. I got to do their wedding as a court commissioner some years ago, and they met on the autocross circuit, and now are racing together with Denise's son Ryan. They're a real family, and national champions to boot.
Now's your chance to meet the Cashmore family. We're here with the Cashmore Racing family, Jeff, Denise, and Ryan. Jeff, let's talk about how it's like setting up when you've got 2 drivers driving one car and you've got to set up the cart for Ryan.
Most of the time we get all that done before we get here, so there's not a lot to do once we get on site. Usually the junior carts run first heat, and we typically run 2 through 4, so it's not that bad. There are some events where we all run the same heat, and it gets very hectic.
Denise, speaking of hectic, what are the challenges that you face being basically a 3-driver family?
Basically, if you look at Jeff and I, we have a big height difference. So if we're driving in the same heat, adjusting the car for seat preparation is most difficult, but really not too bad. And really, it's not too bad with Ryan. He's really calm, pretty low key. He just kind of gets in the cart and drives.
Now, Ryan, what kind of pressure do you feel having Jeff and Denise here as the national champions?
Not really a lot, because there's no national championship for karts, but still. I still have to do my best and make sure I look good.
All right, well, thank you very much, and best of luck with your runs today.
Thanks.
Welcome back. That was a great look at the Cashmore family, but now we're going to head back out onto the course. What are we going to see next, Tony?
We're going to see the second heat of A stock. We'll get to see a few of the drivers again and see them at the end of their runs.
I'm Joe Tharp from Marshalltown, Iowa.
I'm Matthew Braun from Northville, Michigan.
And we're running the A-Stock class with a bunch of Honda S2000s and some Pontiac Solstices today. The different cars have different advantages, and we just like this car. So from the class standpoint, we have a very highly competitive class with multiple national championship drivers driving in the class, as well as a couple more. So it's a driver's class that to excel, you have to be a really good driver, and the equipment doesn't matter a bunch.
Well, some great A-Stock action there again. I'm John Kurizawa. We're here at the Miller Park for the SCCA Milwaukee National event, and I had an opportunity to sit down earlier on with the event organizer of the Tire Rack Milwaukee National, Sam Karp.